Welcome to the risk management plan video for the unicorn model. Now, first, I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you guys that have watched this series thus far. I appreciate every single one of you guys watching this, taking notes, learning the unicorn model, learning how I trade, etc. These are just one of the models that I really enjoy, that I really like, and that is really beginner friendly and something that anybody could really just, get a hang of super quick. And in my opinion, again, it's one of the best ICT models out there. It has a very high win rate, and a lot of ICT vets even like this model. A lot of people use it. So hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far, and I hope that all these videos are very useful and of value to you, because that's the most important thing for me. I want these videos to be very, very valuable to you. I'm making these videos like as if I'm talking to my younger self that, that's on YouTube and just wants to learn something super straightforward, super simple to follow, and just a system to follow. You know what I mean? So the risk management plan for the unicorn model. Now, I do want to say this, the unicorn model and the plan I'm going to lay out here is going to be different for every single situation. Sometimes with the unicorn models, you might get a higher risk to reward. Sometimes you might get a negative RR, but for the most part, this video is just going to be a general guideline for you to follow. Again, it's going to be totally up to you, but this is just going to be, again, a guideline of a risk management plan that you guys could follow while you start your challenge accounts on, funded prop firms and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of you guys might not have the capital to trade. I know prop firms and challenge accounts are a super popular thing within the trading space. And I know a lot of us use it. I use it. It just makes sense to use it, right? You're paying, for an example, you're paying $150 for a 150K account, right? But the drawdown is only $4,500. But if you can get above that threshold, you can create a very big drawdown, and you can work with a lot more capital and a lot more risk. But we'll get into that here in this video. This is going to be, again, a guideline that some of you guys could follow. Maybe you're not really good with risk management. Maybe you risk a little more than you need to. Well, let me lay out a simple plan for you guys. And I'm going to be referring to Top Step a lot in this video. If you guys want to sign up with Top Step, I feel like they are the best futures firm out in the game right now with the best payout policy. I do have a referral link down in the description below and in my link tree if you guys want to sign up. I'd appreciate that. But let's get into the simple risk management plan video here. I'm going to go ahead and write out a super simple text here on the left or right or whatever, and then we'll go ahead and get into me explaining all the stuff that you guys should just use a general guideline for. So here on the left, I made a super simple breakdown of what a 150K Top Step combine looks like. So once you get the Top Step combine challenge, your drawdown immediately is $4,500, and the profit target that you need to make is $9,000. Now, once you pass that, you get a funded Top Step account, which is called an Express account, an XFA. Your starting balance is 0, and this goes for every single one for 100K. 50K, I'm just referring to the 150K Top Step combine because that's what I trade and that's what I have experience with. I never really opened up a 100K or a 50K Top Step combine challenge. So I know the drawdown for 100K is 3K, so the 50K one must be 1,500. And then, you bring the profit targets down, I think 1,500. I'm not too sure. Research the 100K and 50K ones. I'm just using 150K Top Step combine because that's what I have experience with. But once you get funded, you get an XFA. Your starting balance is 0, and your drawdown is $4,500 until you make $4,500 profit, like realized profit. Then your drawdown to blow the account is and stays at 0. So if you were to make $10,000 on that XFA account, on the funded Top Step account, your drawdown to blow the account stays at 0. Now, there is a daily loss limit on these accounts. For the 150K Top Step account, it is $3,000. So let me go ahead and put that there. The daily loss limit, and this stays the same even if you get funded, it is $3,000, but that is more than enough. And you can request the daily loss limit to be increased once you're funded. Okay, once you're funded. But I would not recommend you do so until you have a very big drawdown to work with. Now, with the unicorn model, again, guys, the risk to reward on the unicorn model is going to be different for every single situation. Right here, I have an illustration here, and I'm going to show you guys what this kind of looks like right here and what type of trading risk management plan you should follow, depending if it's like a 1-to-1 or how you can start to increase risk once you know, get that funded account and get your drawdown up. So let's go ahead and take out the short position tool. So here you guys have seen in the backtesting video that I usually go in at the fair value gap once it's overlapping with the breaker block here, excuse me. And then I will put my stop above the high that formed the fair value gap, which is this candle, but there is another fair value gap that I drew in here. So in these cases, I will put my stop above the short-term swing high right here. And then I will aim for the external sell side or buy side liquidity. Again, if you were to flip this here, this is a bullish example right here. So if you notice here, if I hover over the short position tool, it says risk to reward ratio 1.18. So if I had a 150K top step account here, I would be risking 1%, which would be $1,500 for this day, right? And as you guys have seen, the unicorn model, in my opinion, is one of the best, has a very high win rate. From what I've seen and what I've journaled and my experience, has above an 80 to 85% win rate for me personally, if you just focus completely on unicorn models, which is this breaker and fair value gap combo. Now, if you were to take a 1-to-1 position here, again, I would risk 1% for this setup. And if it were to take profit, that would be a little over 1%. So I'd say this was like about a $1,700 profit. So once you make that $1,700 profit, your drawdown, right? Let's say you have a 150K top step account and you make $1,700 on that top step combine. So your drawdown is going to move up. It's a trailing drawdown until you get up, you know, until you make that $4,500, that drawdown threshold. And then it's going to just stay at 150K. So if you make $4,500 on the top step combine, your new drawdown is going to be flat 150K. So you can't go below that or else you blow the account. Now your only job is to hit the profit target and get that funded account. Because once you get that funded account, you get the extra benefit that if you make a lot of profit, you have a lot of drawdown to work with. So then you can risk more, if that makes sense. So if you were to hit a 1-to-1 at the beginning, once you get your first, you know, 100K, 50K, 150K top step, even Apex account, any futures firms account, I would risk 1% right off the bat, or even 0.5% if you don't have much conviction in this model yet. And that's why I recommend you guys go back test and, you know, see for yourself that this is a very high win rate model. Okay. Now, let's say you go ahead and you pass the futures account or even a Forex firm as well. This works with Forex firms. It's the same thing. If you have a 200K account, risk 1% until you get to that first profit target. You pass phase 1, pass phase 2, get to that funded account. Then once you're on the funded account with the Forex firm, I would only risk 0.5% to 1% because those Forex firms are a little bit, they have a lot more drawdown to work with. You will be psychologically like psyched and really excited to risk a lot more than you should be risking. So with Forex firms, be a little more careful because you have a lot more drawdown off the bat. So with Forex firms, just be careful with Forex firms. They psych you into just being more excited with a lot more drawdown. That's why I like these futures firms, because they actually promote trying to build good habits and not risking a whole bunch. So I'm just referring to futures accounts in this video. It's the same thing with Forex firms. It's not super hard to figure out. But again, if you were starting your challenge account, I would risk 1% on a 1-to-1. And again, unicorn models differ from situation to situation. So if you didn't get into a position like this and you actually had a limit like up here, well, guess what? Now your risk to reward is a 3 RR. It's a 3 risk to reward. It's a 3.32 right here. You have your stop there. You got tapped in there, and now you're targeting the external sell side or buy side. So right here, I would still risk 1%, but now you're getting a 3 RR. So now you're potentially making $400 to $4,500, right? And that is the good part about these unicorn models, because again, it's beautiful, guys. Sometimes you'll have a really big RR. Sometimes you might have a 1-to-1, maybe a slightly negative RR. I would still take it and risk 1%, but you have to adjust that risk accordingly, right? If you were having a small risk like this, you can even risk 1.5, 2%, right? You guys seen me in the backtesting video. I just adjusted my risk according to what the RR was, right? In one of the trades that I took in that backtesting video, there was a negative RR, a slightly negative RR, like it was like a 0.9 risk to reward ratio. And I only risked like 0.5%, and it hit, right? I was fine with losing that much. So you have to just adjust your risk accordingly to your trading plan and to what the model is telling you, right? If you have a very wide stop, you might just need to risk a little bit less. You might need to risk 0.5%, right? So it just differs from situation to situation, but this is what personally I do, and this is what personally I recommend you doing. Again, it's just a guideline, guys. Don't take this to the heart. Don't let this go over your head. This is just a super simple guideline. If you're starting a Top Step combine, just risk 1% off the bat on the first unicorn model that you see, or 0.5% if you don't have much conviction, and then just go from there. Keep stacking those little wins just off the unicorn model. And I promise you guys will most likely get funded account. And then once you get the funded account, try to make that $4,500. And I'm referring to 150K Top Step account here, but try to make that $4,500 or whatever that drawdown threshold is on your funded account. And then just keep building that account up until you get that withdrawal. And then you'll have a fat drawdown to work with. And then you could start risking on these setups, on the one-to-one setups, maybe you could start risking 2%, 1.5%, 3% maybe. Right? So that was a very quick outline and guideline for a simple risk management plan and just some advice for you guys to follow whenever you guys are taking challenge accounts with, futures firms or Forex firms. Super simple guideline to follow. Again, guys, don't let this go over your head. It's not that hard. Just don't risk more than 1% on your first trade. Stack up those wins slowly but surely, just using the unicorn model. And again, guys, sometimes you guys will see the unicorn model offer 5, 10 RRs. It gets crazy, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick risk management plan guideline video, outline video, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to put this video out here in the series because I know when I was a beginner, I didn't really know how much to risk, right, on trade setups. It just differs from every situation. And I just really didn't know where to put my take profits, or if a one-to-one was good, if a little negative RR was good. Because sometimes, guys, back then, whenever I seen a negative RR, I was like, dude, you can't make money like that. Or even a one-to-one, I was like, dude, you cannot make money with a one-to-one. It needs to be at least a 2 RR. But guys, sometimes 2 RRs don't even hit. It fails to hit the take profit. And that's why you guys need to focus on drawing liquidity, higher time frame narratives, and then you blend it all together like this, okay? So that's just my advice for, challenge accounts and Forex firms. Obviously, I may make other way more in-depth videos, but again, this was just a general guideline and outline video for a risk management plan that you guys can follow whenever you guys start your challenge accounts on futures firms or FX firms, whatever route you guys want to go down. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace, guys.